This is Jeff Mucci with RCR Wireless News, and today on RCR TV Stock Watch we have Nigel Wright, who's Vice President of Corporate Communications for Spirent Communications. Nigel, thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Last week you announced a $52 million cash acquisition of Metrico Wireless. What can you tell us about the acquisition?
Okay, yeah, Metrico's a great fit for Spirent. Unlike a lot of traditional field test companies, or often called drive testing companies, they focus on the performance of the device, analyzing the performance of the device in the field, but from a subscriber perspective. So how well does it work with video applications or location applications and so on. This is a great fit for Spirent because we're a leader in testing the performance of devices in the lab. So between Spirent and Metrico, we can offer to leading operators a complete device performance verification offering, which makes their testing very effective and very efficient between the field and the lab.
Okay. Where was Metrico headquartered, and in what regions of the world did they operate?
Right. Metrico's headquartered down in Maryland, Frederick, Maryland. Actually, Spirent has a facility just down the road from them in Germantown, so that's another good part of the fit. Their primary field of operation is in North America. They have the 7 largest U.S. operators amongst their customer base, and they help them basically with their device acceptance test plans in the field. They also have some pretty important customers in Europe. They've had less penetration into Asia, which is again why this acquisition makes a lot of sense, because that's a region where Spirent is very strong, have very, very strong relationships with the operators, and we can use that global reach to add value to the combined business.
Okay. The press release talks about testing as a service. Can you talk about testing as a service as it relates to field testing of devices and how the process really works?
Yeah, they've taken an interesting approach. So, if you're an operator and you want to validate the performance of a device before you deploy it, Metrico can actually automate the whole thing for you. So they've got a cloud-based service. They've actually got test infrastructure in 25 countries. You can control the whole campaign centrally. All the data collection in the vehicles out in the field can be done fully automatically, and then uploaded through the cloud to a server where all the data is aggregated, analyzed, and presented to you. So can actually do a very, very time-efficient, provide a very time-efficient service which is really, really important in this day and age, where more and more devices are coming to market quicker and quicker, and getting a lot more complex too, because they have to support new services, particularly with LTE. We have things like voice over LTE on the horizon, for example, which is going to be a big end-to-end test challenge, because every part has to work from the core to the radio access network to the radio link right out to the device and the client that runs on it. So this type of testing is getting increasingly important.
Okay. Why don't carriers do their own field testing of devices?
So they do. I think they really contract with Metrico. Metrico works with them on test case development. So these are essentially operator test plans. Metrico simply has the infrastructure, the automation, and the efficiency that just allows them to get the results that much quicker. If they want to do, the other area that Metrico is involved with is with the carrier marketing teams, who actually want to benchmark devices. So, for example, they may want to make a claim that you can download a music track much faster on my network than you can on network B, and so Metrico will provide field data to back that up. So that type of research is another very common scenario that operators contract with Metrico for.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about some of the test plans that carriers would implement to emulate real-life or real-time consumer experiences on the network?
Yeah. So essentially, Metrico's developed technology and algorithms that are able to quantify the user experience of things like video, voice, location, and so on, and actually assign them a score so you can benchmark one device against another or against a minimum performance standard. And it includes key performance indicators like data performance, battery life, location accuracy. All of that can be logged and analyzed automatically. So it's not just running the applications themselves and scoring those, it's also looking at the underlying enablers for those services, so you can start to see where the problems might be if they don't behave as expected. So test plans that are carried out with the carriers tend to have all of those aspects associated with it.
Okay. Well, Nigel, in closing today, what are the final last words on this announcement?
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about it. I think that the time is right. They're a really good fit with Spirent for the reasons I described, that it gives us now really a complete portfolio of device test solutions, and we can really take advantage of our global reach to help build the business globally. I think we're able now to take problems that are found in the field. We can replicate those problems in the lab, so you can very, very quickly troubleshoot them, check that they've been resolved, which I think is a unique proposition. So, as I said, good acquisition for Spirent.
Great. Nigel, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.